My friend Ayase Ueda is on Tottenham radar, the Japanese striker who has been absolutely on fire this season with 26 goals for Feyenoord, and Spurs are moving seriously behind the scenes to make something happen this summer. But here's the thing, Everton have just entered the race, and that changes the picture completely. Throughout this video, I'm going to break down every detail, every behind-the-scenes development, and exactly what this move would mean for Tottenham depending on how the rest of the season plays out. But before we get into that, we need to talk about a second story that just dropped. Radu Dragusin agent has gone public about his client's future at the club, and what he said is very revealing. So stay with me until the end, pay close attention to everything, and then tell me in the comments what you think about all this movement at N17. Look, let's be real about where Tottenham are right now. The club is sitting 18th in the Premier League table in the relegation zone, with the season entering its most critical phase. Roberto De Zerbi got his first win at the weekend against Wolves, which was a massive relief, but West Ham and Nottingham Forest also won, so Spurs didn't gain any ground. They're still fighting for their lives. And yet the board and the recruitment team cannot afford to stand still. Whether Tottenham stay up or go down, decisions are being made right now about the summer window. Two distinct plans are reportedly being drawn up depending on the outcome. That context is everything when we look at both of these stories today, so keep that in mind. The player in question is Ayase Ueda, 27 years old, Japanese international, currently at Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. Tottenham scouts have been keeping a very close eye on him for weeks now. The club has reportedly conducted detailed checks on this player, and the interest is genuine. This isn't a cold rumor. This is a name that has come up repeatedly in Spurs' internal conversations about attacking reinforcements. However, and this is important, team talk are now reporting that Everton have entered the race, with David Moyes identifying Ueda as a target to add competition up front alongside Beto and Thierno Barry. And you understand immediately why Tottenham are interested when you look at the squad. The club has been crying out for a reliable, clinical striker for over a year now. Dominic Solanke has not delivered the numbers expected of him since his arrival. There is no natural backup who offers a genuine goal threat. Ueda represents exactly the profile that De Zerbi's system would demand: a mobile, technically sharp striker who doesn't just wait for chances. He creates them through movement and pressing. With 26 goals in the season, he is one of the most productive strikers outside the top 5 leagues right now. You cannot ignore that. Let's talk about the player himself. Ueda is not a target man in the traditional sense. He's quick, intelligent off the ball, and extremely composed in front of goal. He's the type of striker who thrives in a high-pressing, vertical system, which is precisely what De Zerbi wants to implement at Spurs. He works the channels, he drops deep to link play when needed, and his finishing left foot, right foot, headers is genuinely elite at the level he's playing. In terms of numbers, 26 goals and several assists in what has been a historic individual season. He's been one of the top performers in all of European football outside the elite divisions. Now, financially, Feyenoord are not a club that holds onto players when Premier League money arrives. Ueda's market value is estimated in the £25 to £35 million range, which for a striker of his output is actually very reasonable in today's market. His contract situation gives Tottenham a window. The question is whether the club potentially in the Championship can offer the kind of wages and European football that would attract a player at the peak of his powers. And that is the real complication here. If Tottenham go down, the offer becomes dramatically less attractive. If they stay up, especially with a new sporting project under De Zerbi, this could be a very realistic signing. Now, to be fair to the debate, there are legitimate questions here. Ueda has proven himself in the Eredivisie, which is a competitive league, but it is not the Premier League. We've seen players make that jump and struggle with the physicality and intensity of English football. Some Spurs supporters will ask whether £30 million plus is the right investment when there may be more proven Premier League level options available. That is a fair conversation to have. There's also the Everton factor. David Moyes reportedly wants him badly, and Everton are a club fighting for their own stability. Competition could drive the price up. So now I want to hear from you directly. Is Ayase Ueda the right striker for Tottenham this summer? Given everything we know, his numbers, his profile, his fit for De Zerbi's system, would you pull the trigger on this signing? Or do you think the club should target a more proven name in the Premier League? Leave your answer in the comments, because this is exactly the kind of debate I want to have with you. Now, we need to talk about Radu Dragusin because his agent just said something very interesting and it tells us a lot about what's happening inside the dressing room right now. Radu Dragusin, a name that divides the Tottenham fanbase sharply. The Romanian centre-back arrived at Spurs in January 2024 for £21.5 million plus add-ons from Genoa, and his time at the club has been, let's be honest, deeply disappointing. But now, with rumors swirling about a potential return to Italy, clubs like Fiorentina and Juventus reportedly being mentioned, his agent has stepped forward to address the speculation. And what he said is worth paying very close attention to. Let's set the scene. Dragusin joined Tottenham as one of the most highly rated young centre-backs in Serie A. The expectation was that he would develop into a key defensive piece under Ange Postecoglou. Instead, his first season was plagued by disastrous performances. He looked exposed repeatedly at the highest level, and the confidence of the fanbase in him collapsed quickly. This season has been slightly better, he's shown improvement, but then came a serious knee injury that kept him out for an extended period. He only returned in December, and since De Zerbi arrived, he's played just 1 minute of football. 1 minute. That tells you everything about where he stands in the manager's plans right now. So, what's actually happening with his future? His agent, Flormanea, spoke to DG Sport this week, and his message was clear. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Dragusin hasn't asked for anything, that the priority right now is saving Tottenham from relegation, and that no club has actually contacted him at this stage. He also confirmed he'll be traveling to England next week to meet with Radu in person before any decisions are made. So the Italian interest Fiorentina, Juventus appears to be at a very early, exploratory stage at best. Nothing concrete, nothing on the table. The agent is being calm and measured, which suggests there is no panic and no imminent exit being planned. Now, let's be honest about Dragusin as a player, because I think the picture is more complex than just writing him off. When he's been fit and confident, he has the physical attributes that any top manager would want. He's powerful, aggressive in the air, and quick for a center-back. The raw material is there. The problem has been consistency and decision-making at the highest level. He's been caught in possession, he's misjudged situations, and he's never really established the kind of commanding partnership at the back that Tottenham need. Now, with Cristian Romero currently injured, you'd think this is Dragusin moment, a window to prove himself. And yet De Zerbi hasn't trusted him. That is a huge statement from the new manager. In terms of tactical fit, De Zerbi plays a possession-based, high defensive line. He needs center-backs who are comfortable on the ball and can read the game quickly. Whether Dragusin truly fits that profile remains an open question. The counterpoint here is interesting. There is a section of the fanbase that believes Tottenham gave up on Dragusin too quickly last season, that playing a young defender in a chaotic, disorganized team was always going to produce bad results. They argue that with proper coaching and a settled system, he could still become the player they bought. The agent's comments about improvement this season seem to support that view, at least partially. On the other side, £21.5 million is a significant outlay, and if he's not in De Zerbi's plans now, it's very hard to see how that changes. A sale in the summer, even at a loss, might be the cleanest solution for all parties. So, I want your take on this. What should Tottenham do with Radu Dragusin this summer? Do you think he deserves one more chance under De Zerbi in a settled system? Or is it time to cut losses and move on? And if he leaves, who do you want to see replace him? Tell me here. I will be reading every single comment. See you in the next video.